Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently holding for further traffic clearance.
Check out Kristen's new website, magicaljourneysvacations.com, for all your vacation needs. Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and more.
Thank you for traveling with us.
magicaljourneysvacations.com. Have her book your magical vacation today.
Listening to a Weeby Geeks Network podcast.
The Dining at Disney podcast. The Dining at Disney podcast.
You know the thing about good food? It brings folks together from all walks of life.
Your ultimate source for the wonderful world of dining at the Disneyland and Walt Disney World Resort.
If you are what you eat, then I only want to eat the good stuff.
Kristen and Bubba are your guides on this culinary adventure.
People are going to line up for miles around just to get a taste of my food.
Our food.
Join them as they discuss the latest food news, expert tips, recommendations, and trip planning advice as it relates to Disney dining.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
From quick service to fine dining, you'll discover all the best restaurants and food as you hungrily explore the Disney parks.
Let's do this thing!
The Dining at Disney podcast. And now your hosts, Kristen and Bubba.
Welcome to another episode of the Dining at Disney podcast, your ultimate source for delicious discussion about dining at Disney World and Disneyland. I'm your host, Kristen Hetzel, the foodie travel expert, and with me is my co-host, former cast member, and restaurant guru. I'll say that. You've done all kinds of jobs in the restaurant business.
Yes, they call me that.
Bubba Alvarez. How's everything going, Bubba?
Everything's going super. I can't wait for my next trip to Disneyland. It's been 2 weeks since my last trip, so I'm hoping to go in another 2 weeks. Starting to build the itch.
Is it going, oh, come on, Bubba, you need to come see us?
Yes, yeah. It's calling me. It's just calling me.
Well, we have a really big news show. There's been a lot going on for the past couple weeks. So we've got tons and tons of news, some from Walt Disney World, but there is a lot that has come out of Disneyland. So before we get into all of that great news discussion, we want to thank you for downloading our show on iTunes, streaming it on Stitcher, and watching the webcast on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe to our feeds, and don't forget to share with your friends. Things are always better when you share. And if you're looking for a way to support the show and help us out a little bit, we have some affiliate links that you can visit on diningatdisney.com for such things as the Disney Store, Garden Grocer, which delivers to the Walt Disney World Resort hotels, and Jelly Bella. You can pick up our ebook, and very soon the Epcot Dining Guide will be updated, so there will be a new edition coming out. So keep an eye out for that. And since we have so much news, it is not going to just be the appetizer, but it's also going to be our main dish for today.
Yes.
And Bubba's got a lot of news. I've got a few bits and pieces of news. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off the news segment discussing, let's start with the Diamond Horseshoe. Now, I'm trying to think of what yours is called at the moment. It just escaped my mind.
The Golden Horseshoe.
The Golden Horseshoe. That's
Golden
it. Yes.
Horseshoe.
Now, see, the Diamond Horseshoe is not as cool as the Golden Horseshoe. It doesn't have the great show that you guys have. Has had some nice, it's always been a quick service thing, but for a short amount of time, it's going to be an all-you-care-to-eat saloon feast is what they're going to have. And it's going to kick off with the Frontier Salad, which is going to be kind of similar to the salad you can get over in Liberty Tree Tavern. It's going to be mixed beans with tomatoes, roasted corn, cornbread, croutons, and a house-made chipotle ranch dressing, which sounds very interesting.
Wow.
For your main feast, you have your choice of a barbecue pulled pork turkey that's served over cornbread, split roast ham served with country beans, or stewed beef served with mashed potatoes. You do get cornbread as well as seasonal vegetables with that. And you want to make sure to save room for dessert because you can either choose the apple tart Or, which reminds me a lot of the s'mores over at Big Thunder Ranch, is the campfire brownies. It's going to be rich chocolate brownies on graham crackers topped with toasted marshmallows. So, I mean, to me, that, how are you going to compare that to an apple tart? Like, no way.
Yeah,
That's what I have to have is the campfire brownies.
You had me at campfire brownie. That was just, that did remind me of the dish from Thunder Ranch Barbecue, which I miss so much.
Included in your meal is also your choice of soft drinks, tea, coffee, or milk. It's going to cost $33 plus tax for those 10 and up, and $19 for kids aged 3 to 9. Again, it's all you care to eat. So really, $33 for endless food, I don't think is too bad. Reservations are now available. They've got them March 13th through May 30th, and you can do that by calling 407-WDW Dine. And if you're needing those numbers and everything, again, in the show notes, we always have all this stuff for you. St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, just days away from now.
Yeah.
And they have the Mighty Festival St. Patrick's, which goes on every year over at Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant, which is in Disney Springs, the landing section of Disney Springs. And this year, it actually ends up being 7 days long.
Oh,
So 7 days to either celebrate the Irishness that you have or the Irishness that you wish you had.
Or you want, yes. 1 day a year, I'm Irish.
During this festival, everybody is Irish, and they've got live performances daily. The Raglan Road Dancers are going to be out there, and they will have Celtic face painting as well. Now, if you're 18 and older, on St. Patrick's Day, there will be a $10 cover every other night, free of charge. But on St. Patty's Day, there is a $10 cover. And seating will be that day, first come, first serve, no reservations. As far as the hours for this and it kicks off Friday, March 11th. So you're going to have March 11th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's going to be taking place 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then, which will be Saturday and Sunday, March 12th and 13th, as well as the 17th from 12 p.m. till 1 a.m. And they do have a variety of bands playing. There's going to be the High Road, the Raglan Roots Coalition, Cooney and Ryan, Jig Jam, and some others. So you can check out that full schedule, times and dates, and which stage, whether it's the Raglan Road Pub stage or the Raglan Road Patio stage, by visiting diningatdisney.com. Now, you guys don't have any kind of thing going on in Disneyland that's for St. Patrick's Day, do you?
No, nothing. Just treats, which I'll be going over. As for restaurants, not a thing. I don't think they've really done anything ever for St. Patrick's Day or the week of.
Yeah, because you guys don't have an Irish or even United Kingdom themed place
Nothing.
there.
No, the only theme basically is either New Orleans or Tomorrowland. Yeah, we don't have any type of food pavilion that you guys have with all the countries, which is nice.
You do get to do a lot of the Mexican traditions for foods too.
Oh, that's California for you right there. Yeah, that's why. I mean, yeah, you do have a couple of restaurants with Mexican cuisines.
That's the trade-off. You guys get that. We get St. Patrick's Day.
It's more like an East Coast, West Coast thing. I see.
Well, Raglan Road, the owner of Raglan Road is Irish after all. Master Chef Kevin Dundon. I mean, he is based out of Ireland. So.
Oh, well, there you go right there.
You can't get more authentic than being truly Irish. So.
Yeah, you can't.
My next story has to do with Disney Springs and the expansion. Right now, there are 42 dining options. Bob, that's a lot of dining options.
Wow.
42? I counted them up the other day.
Wow.
42 dining options right now in Disney Springs, and soon there will be more. They are doubling the amount of both retail and dining. with the expansion that includes Town Center. And Town Center, for those that have been to Walt Disney World, it's going to be sitting where currently you have Raglan Road, and right across from that is Morimoto Asia. In front of that, which all used to be a parking area, will now be Town Center. So there's going to be a lot going on there. The 28 new retail shops will open on May 15th, so not much longer, just a couple more months. And it does include a Coca-Cola store. Not exactly sure what that's going to entail, if it's going to be something where they just sell Coca-Cola merchandise, like, hey, look.
Yeah, or a novelty store.
Sprite t-shirt. Or if it's going to have an option to get some, maybe some unique beverages or something like that as part of it. I have a picture of the building. It's a good sized building. It really does look like it should hold more than just some shopping to it. But as far as restaurants coming to that area is going to be Deluxe Burger, which is owned by Disney, and it's going to serve gourmet burgers. There is a Moretti's Patisserie, and that's going to have French pastries that are available, going to be gourmet French pastries, also a Disney-owned place. On the website, you guys may have read before about Frontera Fresca Restaurant, which is owned by celebrity chef Rick Bayless. The name is actually going to be Tablas Frontera, and it's going to feature grilled meat, seafoods, vegetables. They're going to serve them on planks, which is tablas. So you kind of get where the name of that comes from. And then also Chef Art Smith, who focuses on Southern food, is opening Homecoming, Florida Kitchen and Shine Bar. And it's going to be all about farm to fork cuisine. So those are all coming. And Planet Hollywood is going under a major refurbishment currently. Soon, Fulton's Crab House also going to be doing a major refurbishment. Don't quite know what the restaurant menus are going to look like under this new refurbishment. So we will keep you guys posted on that. I'm looking forward to it, as well as we still haven't heard when the Edison is opening, or STK Orlando. Sprinkles Cupcakes is coming. Blaze Fast Fired Pizza. Those are ones we still don't quite know the information about, but once we do, we'll make sure to share that with you. And my last bit of news is for Four Seasons Orlando. And they have a place called PB&G, which is their patio bar and grill. And they are doing in May what's called Flashback Fridays. Now, May is prom season after all. And one of the fun things that they're going to be doing is a little party there. And so you can put on your 80s, 90s best costume, go out and enjoy a buffet. They're going to have 80s and 90s music decor, photo stations, classic 80 movies playing on the PB&G TVs, and Best Dressed, which will be the prom king and queen, will receive a prize as well. So,
wow, that sounds fun. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The cool thing is too, their salon is getting in on this. So you can actually, if you want to go back in time to the 80s, with, like, ladies, you want to do the big hair, spike it, crip it, spray it, tease it, whatever. You can totally do that with the banana clips, the feather clips, the scrunchies, all those things.
Wow.
They're going to do. They actually have packages at the salon where they'll do those things to your hair, including makeup. Part of it is, listen to this, some of the fragrances that you can use on hand that they're going to have. And I want to know where somebody got these from. Love's Baby Soft, Exclamation, Electric Youth, which was Debbie Gibson's perfume, and Malibu Musk. They will have those on hand. I'm like, that is so awesome.
Where did they get a hold of those?
I don't know. But everything but Malibu Musk, I actually had that stuff. One thing I want to know is, are they going to be able to get their hands on like the apple scented hairspray? Because back in the 80s, like late 80s, they had scented hairsprays.
I just remember the Aquanet being sprayed everywhere, and everywhere you can think of.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
I was allergic to Aquanet, so I did not have Aquanet. I bought it once and could not stop sneezing, and that was the end of Aquanet for me.
Oh. Wow.
I feel tempted that maybe for a Throwback Thursday photo, you and I should dig out an old photo of each other and post it on our page of back in the 80s.
Well, I was 10 years old in the 80s. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, wow. Do I even have a picture?
I have one where I have some pretty big hair. I
think I've seen a picture of you with big hair. I think you posted one a while back.
I think I did like a few years ago post one. But some of the foods that they're going to be offering is going to be truffled popcorn, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, lamsicles with mint salsa. There will be a seafood tower, heirloom tomato and burrata cheese, and a variety of desserts. Included in the packages are going to be spiked punch, select beers, and wine. So for all the details, prices per couple are $160 and then $85 per person. For more information, visit diningatdisney.com. Bubba, you have got a lot. Oh, before we get into that, maybe should we discuss the disgusting story or save that to the end?
We can talk about it now. Yeah, let's get the disgusting stuff out of the way.
Okay. And I figured we have to discuss this because it took place in a restaurant at Walt Disney World.
Yes.
So many of you may have or may not have seen the video that was posted. It's gone viral, and it shows at Disney's Art of Animation in the Landscape of Flavor food court. It's not a cast member because it was third-party hire.
Yes.
Employee mopping the floor. Okay, mopping the floor, all right. The next thing that happens in the video, though, is she picks up the mop after she used it on the floor, and she cleans the table with it.
Wait, she did spray something on the table before, but that's going to help it.
Because we all know what wonderful things we have stepped in. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a shocking video, especially at Disney. For Disney standards, they should realize who they're hiring, whether they're third party, whatever. I mean, even their regular cast members, who they're bringing into the park to clean this stuff up. And
we're also talking about this because both Bubba and I have worked in restaurants. Bubba more recently than I have. Bubba has also been management, and being in California and Southern California, you're very familiar with the California laws. Now, I live in Tennessee, and I know we have very strict laws here. I've never worked in a restaurant where that would have, in a million years, crossed the mind of an employee to do something like that. And I have seen on the internet people discussing on Facebook about, well, it could happen anywhere. Sure, it could happen anywhere. Is it likely to happen in a place like, the average restaurant that you go to? No, it's not. The health inspectors visit, at least twice a year. At least in Tennessee, they visit at least twice a year, the restaurants. And
twice a year. Wow, they're more than that here. 4 times a year, I believe. I'm
just saying at least twice a year. You're not going to get less than that. Now, I've wondered at Disney, because it is such a huge place, of how the health department works in a situation like that, because it is. I mean, Walt Disney World, square mile wise, is the size of San Francisco. That's a huge amount of property, and there's more than over 300 locations that serve food and drink. So, that's a lot of places to have to cover. I know she wasn't a cast member, but that's Unless if have you had food poisoning, Bubba?
I don't believe I have. I'm not sure. I've been sick, but it's usually way after, like way past past the 8 hour, because usually around the 8th hour, that's when you start really, feeling whatever you got, whatever you have. So
and there's a big difference for those of you that aren't quite sure of one of the easiest ways to tell the difference between food poisoning and some kind of stomach bug or virus or something like that is with a virus, you slowly start not feeling well.
Yeah.
If you go from feeling okay and in 10 minutes you're like, oh my God, I need to get to a toilet. That's food poisoning. Food poisoning. Whether it be contamination, something not kept at a proper temperature, whatever it may be, that is a food poisoning situation. And I unfortunately, even at Disney World, I have experienced food poisoning, and it is not fun. You literally go, and this is the bad thing. We were standing in line for Maelstrom, and Aljon and I hadn't gotten done eating about 20 minutes earlier. We get in line, and I'm standing there, and I have a compromised immune system, so what may not bother the person next to me can bother me. My immune system just cannot. Yeah. The slightest little like bacteria or anything like that can make me very sick. So, and it happened very quickly. I'm standing in line to ride Maelstrom, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I don't feel good. I grabbed Aljon and went, we need to go.
I gotta go. And you went, right?
Yeah, and I found out on that particular trip in Epcot, if you're sick, the best places to put your head. Which bathrooms are the cleanest and which ones you should visit.
On our next Dining at Disney, where should you throw up in the park?
Right, exactly. It's not fun. It does happen, and food poisoning really can ruin your time, and it's a shame when it happens, but this situation, I don't understand how that it even got to that, like that ever occurred to anybody to do it.
How was somebody not watching what she was doing and say, what are you out of your mind? I mean,
now,
even
being a former cast member, do you know if Disneyland uses third-party employees?
We didn't. Well, I've heard with certain areas they did. I know with the new security back check, they're using an outside third party, which I'm now hearing this week that they're going to start going back to Disney security instead of the third party. So with that, yes, they do hire a third party. But when I did custodial in Disney. And no, we did not have a third party. We did everything.
Okay.
So that's why I wonder why they're using a third party and not cast members, which I think would be cheaper in my opinion. But that all depends on, what company they're using.
Ryan Hurley from the Turtle Power podcast, he lives down in Orlando. He, as well as a former cast member. And he said it happens more than you would think at Walt Disney World.
Oh,
He's like, you'd be surprised at the number of third-party employees that there are. And I'm like,
okay.
That's a shame because you expect a certain standard of Disney. In like some people have said is, well, this could happen anywhere. Yeah, it could happen anywhere. Shouldn't happen anywhere. And it really shouldn't happen at Disney. Disney touts itself as having superior, excellent customer service, and that they hold themselves at a higher standard. And if you're going to hold yourself at a higher standard, you have to give that.
Yeah.
And that's where people expect that, like, oh, I'm paying this much for tickets and this much for hotel because I get more with Disney. Not I'm going to stay at Disney and get at a value resort the same as I get at a Motel 8, but I'm going to pay more. Disney is telling you, you get more from us. You will get excellent customer service. And in that situation, it's not a customer service thing, but it is a quality issue. And it is something that does affect customers because for all you know, little JoJo got sick on the floor and that mop was used to mop that. And then now it's on your table and poor little, Sally, she's going to get sick because she picked up the fry that landed on the table.
On the table. That's just.
Now I clean, as you know, but I bring Clorox wipes and I clean my hotel rooms.
She does. She's very cleanly.
And now I'm like, great. That just gave me another thing that I'm like going to have to pack my Clorox wipes
to wipe your table
and clean all the tables.
Oh wow! Well, look at that crazy lady wiping the table. What's wrong with her? I'm like, have you not heard? They're mopping tables. They're mopping tables. They're not mopping floors. They're mopping tables. Now that's just one thing.
Every day I make Howie Mandel look a little less crazy.
Disney does pride itself, what they call it, and they stress it, is guest service. I know, said something about customer service. They wanted us to emphasize the guest service because, guest meaning we invite you to come in. And which means we're going to have a clean place. We're going to do everything right for you because we're inviting you to come in and enjoy yourself. Especially when you come into a dining room, you expect clean tables, clean floors, clean restrooms. And I don't know about in Florida, but here, every restaurant in Disneyland has the grade, the state required sign that you need at the door about what grade you have. All the restaurants inside.
Is California percentage or letter based?
They are letter based.
Okay, Florida's the same way. It's
A, B, C. And then lately in California, we've had a lot of restaurants close because of health violations. Especially in my town, we've had like 3 in the past 2 weeks, which is great. Gosh. Yeah, which is great. In my opinion, I think that's great because they're finding what needs to be fixed, and if they don't fix it right away, it's got to be closed. I even worked for a restaurant. I was a server at that health department came in and they closed us down. We were closed for the whole day, and all we were doing was cleaning and wiping. It was mainly electrical and stuff in the back, and nothing like food was left out, stuff like this.
Yeah.
It was mainly an electrical issue, which we had to close for a day. But we spent the whole day cleaning just to make sure we passed everything again when they came and inspected the next day.
In Tennessee, one of the restaurants that I had worked for, and it occurred before I started working there, but they had actually been shut down because the health department didn't like how old the equipment was in the restaurant. They wanted them to get newer equipment because they said it could be electrical hazard and things like that.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that.
And kind of like run down kind of equipment. So for safety reasons, they said, we're going to shut you down. You need to get this and this replaced, and then you can reopen.
Yeah, equipment does have to pass a state.
There's more than just the possibility of getting sick that can shut a restaurant down. But like as you said, electrical things that could be a different kind of hazard.
Oh yeah, you start a fire easily. Somebody can get electrocuted. If you're mopping, it touches water, whatever. It's I've heard about it happening before.
So now you've read how Disney handled that. Did you think that they handled that the best way they could?
Well, they comped his rooms, if I'm correct, which is already a huge discount in my opinion. Well, that's amazing that they did that. But
I was surprised at that because when I stayed at one of the values, apparently our room had not been properly cleaned. And considering I have asthma, it became a problem. And I actually cleaned it, like went through and cleaned. And I contacted Disney and was like, yeah, there's this little bit of like really, really dirtiness that somebody needs to come and clean. And it was the next day. And I had woken up in the middle of the night, couldn't breathe. So I had to use rescue inhaler and explained the situation to them, had somebody clean. Still, I was got worse. It went back the next day and never did they comp my room, discount my room, nothing came and cleaned
Wow.
it, and I still was like, told him, I was like, the room's just, you need to have somebody come in and like do a thorough cleaning of your rooms because they're really dusty, dirty, you know, like not that somebody left like crap on the walls or anything. It's dusty, dirty, which is not good for, like, if you have allergies, asthma, things like that, can cause severe breathing problems. And that's why I was really surprised that when he saw that they comped his room. I'm like, I've never even had a room comped. I've actually had issues with my room before.
Well, he made it, from what I understand, he still wanted more after the room comp. So, you know, he wrote a letter to Disney, let them know about what happened. And once he didn't hear back, that's when he posted the video, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So, because that's from what I understand. I could be wrong from the story that you sent me.
Yeah.
But, you know, with the rooms comp, I thought that was a huge deal. You know, something that very much does compensate for what he saw, because that can affect anybody. A dirty room, I know with Understand You know, you having a dirty room, it just affects who's with you, and then they could clean it the next day once they're aware. With this could have, I mean, he made it public, kind of like a, you know, like don't eat here type thing. And Disney, of course, had to get defensive and, you know, had to say something, which I don't get why they didn't, you know, say anything in the first place to fix this issue with the guy who was going to post the video online.
Yeah, my understanding was that they no longer using that third party vendor, and that person got fired for doing that.
Good. I don't know how you work for a company like that. I think you could do that and get away with it.
I'm not quite sure what the person who, like, what more they're wanting from Disney. That I'm curious about, because I'd be interested in what, because we weren't there. We don't exactly, well, I mean, we know we got comped, but we don't know the interaction between them. I'm curious to, like, what did not set well with him.
With him, yeah.
And he complained for him to go, this video needs to be released.
Yeah, that's what I don't know either. So
The only thing I can say is for Disney needs to not hire so much third party.
Well, they also need a supervisor to watch over the people. I know what it happened was after they closed, right? It didn't happen during park hours. It happened after they closed, right?
Well, was it a resort?
It was at a resort.
Yeah, it was at the resort food court.
Okay,
It's
so
open 6 a.m.
So
to midnight.
to midnight.
So they're open long hours.
All right. Well, somebody needed to watch over, whether you're walking through. I mean, with me, I do circles around the restaurant. I go the front of house, the back of house, restrooms. I mean, you constantly check. And I don't know if they were hiding it as the supervisor came by. They're just start mopping the floor as soon as they're gone. Oh, mop table. You know, I'm glad somebody did catch it, and I'm glad Disney is doing something about it. But who knows how many people got sick eating off that table?
I'm hoping nobody, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Hopefully Disney has learned its lesson and maybe can ensure better training of not just its employees, but maybe of the people who are overlooking those that are dealing with that kind of situation.
Well, they'll definitely have a meeting with all the employees about what to do, what not to do. Whether you know it or not, because of this incident, they're going to have to go through that again.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
So, on to Disneyland news, because you've got lots of good, happy Disneyland news.
Man, this past 3 weeks have been insane with news just coming out of woodworks.
I know you guys went like 3-4 weeks where it was like quiet. Oh, here's one little piece.
Oh yeah, it was nothing. It was like maybe one.
And all of a sudden it's like boom, 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 boom.
Bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna hit you with this. I'm gonna hit you with that. So, let's get started on all this stuff. Starbucks is going to open its 4th location. 3 is not enough at Disneyland Resort. They're going to have a 4th location. This time the second downtown Disney location. There's one at one end of downtown Disney towards the bag check. The other will be at the entrance of downtown Disney where the public can park near Disneyland Hotel. This should be open sometime this year. They haven't given a date. It's going to be right across the street from Rainforest Cafe. If you know your way around the area, that's where it's going to be, and next to the Disney Vacation Club building that they have there. Like I said, no date is set. The one in downtown Disney is spectacular. It's one of the biggest ones in the country. They have a lot of state-of-the-art equipment and TV that you can write like you're on a chalkboard. So I'm hoping this one is just as interactive as the other one. The 2 in the park, they're just your regular Starbucks locations. Just wait in line, grab something to drink. Nothing to really do except eat and drink. So this should be a good addition, especially people staying at the hotel at downtown Disneyland Hotel who want to get a quick Starbucks fix in the morning. The second story I'm going to tell you about is Zootopia, just released in the theater a couple weeks ago. I saw it. It's amazing. Please go watch it. Take the kids. Even the adults will like it. But because of the release, Disneyland will release something called a banana corn dog, which will be at Award Winners inside Disney California Adventures from February 22nd, which already passed. And you have just another week or two to enjoy this. March 18th, you'll get 2 bananas dipped in a corn honey batter topped with powdered sugar. And to complement the sweetness, they're going to give you a duo of sauces, either chocolate or red popsicle raspberry dipping sauce. And the good thing about it, it's only $5.99. So it's a really good deal if you want a quick snack. I'm reading a lot of positive things about it online. I'm hoping to go try it before it disappears, or hoping they keep it afterwards. But like I said, go try it. Award winner inside Disney California until March 18th.
Considering it's only available for 12 days after the movie's release, that seems like a way too short of amount of time.
That's why I'm hoping they're going to keep it longer. I'm hoping. Like I said, they usually just want people to, kind of hook them in. Hurry up and come before it disappears. No, they usually keep it maybe a couple days after to, either get rid of the stock or to see if it keeps selling to where they want to keep it on the menu forever.
Can you believe that Zootopia passed Frozen?
I'm so happy, yet it's not going to get the respect that Frozen got. I mean, it didn't have any music like Frozen, but the story was great. I see why it passed Frozen, because it was such a great movie, well written, great visuals. I was laughing the whole time. So I'm hoping they make a part 2 or a TV series out of this, because they're very popular right now. Hop and forgot the fox's name.
The sloth is like the sloth just cracks me up.
That's the funniest thing, and I'm glad because I don't want to spoil the movie, but they come back at the end, which is hilarious. The sloths.
I'll tell you. I can't think of the character's name. The bunny.
Hop.
Where she has no patience at all for the sloth, and I'm like, that would so be me. Like, I so feel that way when people talk really slow or it takes them a long time to get to a point. I'm just like, like, get to the point already. So, like, I watch it, see it, and I feel for her.
Well, that's the DMV for you right there. They showed us that clip first at D23, and they showed us I believe it was the whole DMV clip. And
it was, and that was oh my god.
That had me hooked too. I'm like, no matter what, I'm gonna watch this movie. Just that one scene brought me into the whole movie. And what's funny is there's 2 slots. There's the male and the female working at the bank. The female is played by Kristen Bell, who, if you don't know, cries at the sight of a sloth. Like, literally will cry because she loves him so much. And I just thought that was just great that they brought her in. And she only had one line. She only had one line. That's what it was. But that was Kristen Bell, which is a good touch to Disney. But yeah, go watch Zootopia.
It was cool. She goes from playing fast talking Anna to slow talking Sloth. That's pretty cool.
So once like the banana corn dogs till March 18th, $5.99 over at Award Wieners in DCA. Go try that. Also, World of Color is now going to have a dessert party starting March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. They're going to break out some fine china from what I've read, and you'll get to relax in a high top table and enjoy some great desserts, all while watching World of Color. You'll get a nice premiere viewing area above everybody, so you'll have nobody in your way. It's designated just for you. Some of the desserts are going to include a dulce de leche filled cookie, Mickey's coconut macaroon, which I've had those before. Those are delicious. And not just sweets, they're going to have selection of fruits and artisanal cheeses. And for the adults, they'll be able to have some sparkling wine because Disney California, they serve alcohol inside. So sparkling wines for all the 21 and up people. Anyone under 21 and under can enjoy some sparkling cider. So this is $79 a person plus tax and gratuity. So reservations are highly recommended. If you go the day of, just go to the Chamber of Commerce and see if there's any reservations open for that day, or you can just call dining at or the Disney Dining Hotline and make your reservations. This starts March 17th. There's no, they don't know how long this is going to go on, but I predict this is going to be something that they're going to keep for a while here.
To me, that's the way to go. If you don't have reserved seating and you get to enjoy like some good food and all of that kind of stuff, why not?
No, that's
to me, every now and then, I would. This is something more than a lot of the other extra things that Disney does for these additional dessert parties. This one, I think I would do. I really, I haven't ever had a actual like great seat for World of Color. Now, you and Taylor made sure the one night that I was there, you found a spot where I could stand, I could watch and actually see the whole show.
Yeah.
But to me, this seems worth it. You get a nice seat, you get food and drink and kind of relax and that kind of stuff. I can see this being very successful.
Yeah, and it's very hectic too. It's very hectic when you go to World of Color and you're gonna they designate 3 sections. What you have to do is you have to get a fast pass to watch the show, and it gives you what section you're in, and it tells you to show up an hour before. But people are lining up an hour, 2 hours before, just to make sure they get that premiere viewing spot. So it'll take away from the hassle of showing up early just to get a good spot. A VIP section just for you. And what's better at night? Desserts and some wine, which is the perfect end to a day at Disney California.
Yeah, and it's $79. It's not some kind of outrageous price point either.
No, nothing outrageous at all. And I've done a dessert party at Disneyland long time ago when they had One More Disney Day, and that was one of the best dessert party that I've ever had. They had chocolate shots, chocolate covered strawberries, cookies, Rice Krispie treats, everything you could think of chocolate. But it was at midnight also too, so that helped me throughout the day. So also they're going to have until March 19th, you can enjoy a Mickey apple dipped in caramel and chocolate, rolled in green granulated sugar, yellow jelly beans to accent it, and topped off with marshmallows rolled in a green granulated sugar. And they put a little hat on top of it, which I saw one right before I left Disneyland. They just broke them out that weekend, which was really early. And I should have bought one that day. I don't know why I didn't. So I'm hoping next time I go, before the 19th and get one of these. I'm going to definitely share a picture with you. Also, they will have some spring treats. This looks really good. I don't know if you've seen the picture. This is a pastel marshmallow dipped in caramel and white chocolate with vanilla cookie pieces and even more marshmallows on it. Yeah, it looked delicious from the picture. Sorry, I mean, it's a diabetic.
It does.
But
it does. It looks really good.
Also, they're going to have some type of bark that is combined with peanut butter and white chocolate. And they're going to layer that with vanilla cookies and more marshmallow pastels. And they will also have a drizzle on top of the bark. There's 2 types of bark you can get from what I understand. And this one has chocolate drizzle with peanut butter, and I don't know the price points on those. I'm pretty sure they're going to be around $5.99, and you could pick those up at the Disneyland Candy Palace on Main Street, USA, or the Honey Spot in Critter Country. In Disney, California, you can go to the Trolley Treats, or in downtown Disney, Marceline's Confectionery, which is one of my favorite places to go and be. I'm watching making candy.
One of the things that I thought was really cute that I saw were the little cake pops they have, because they've got the ladybug, and the spring chick. I so want the ladybug one. The ladybug
one. They also have they're going to have a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse inspired one too. They didn't show pictures of that one, but they did show the pictures of the bee, the lady, and spring chick, ladybug, and the spring chick. Those look.
Are they not cute?
They were too cute.
They're cute.
I could eat them in one bite, though. That's the problem. So
yeah, see, my mouth can't open up that bite.
No.
It's like I always tell Aljon when he tastes something of mine, I'm like, you need to take a Kristen bite, not an Aljon bite.
Not an Aljon bite.
His bite is like 2 to 3 times the size when I take a bite.
That's my boy right there.
My mouth is loud. It's just not very big.
Well, you have until April 2nd.
You have such a big mouth. I was like, no, I don't. I have a very loud mouth. It's just not very big, but it's very loud.
The smaller they are, the louder they are.
You know what? I realized the whole thing behind this recently, or was kind of, I guess I should say, reminded of why I can be as loud as I can. Is I was with my family, my cousins up in Pennsylvania, and we were up there. I realized they are all very loud, like even louder than I am, which seems really hard to me to be possible, but it is. So we're up in Pennsylvania. We're in the hotel room. We're all talking, and it dawns on me that every time I try to talk, somebody else says something and they talk over the top of me, and I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. Being the small, short person where everybody's like really, really loud. This is why I became loud to begin with, was so somebody would listen to me. Because nobody listens to the little tiny person. You have to be loud to be heard. So I made up for my size and my voice. However, when your like extended family is just as loud as you, it defeats the whole purpose. You're like, yeah, whatever, I give up.
Oh.
But I forgot that's how I ended up being loud to begin with. I was like, oh yeah, it's because nobody would ever listen to me. I was in this situation.
Well, last time I saw, I think you guys did talk about, you and Aljon talked about your chewing ability and your noise. I remember that conversation. But I don't remember you being loud at all, so no, don't take it. You're just enjoying your food, that's all.
I don't chew loud. Other people chew loud. I have an itch.
But you have, that's right, you have the itch. You sense it, I think. That's what the conversation is.
It's like nails on a chalkboard, like people slurping their soup and stuff.
I think the biggest sound that makes you cringe is the clipping of toenails.
Yes. Oh.
Which, that's the worst thing.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get back to the story.
You're watching this, you can see like the look on my face.
Okay.
My skin's crawling.
That's
California Adventure.
Okay. Where were we?
On to the best news, California Adventure. All
right, here it is. The big story coming out from Disneyland is the Food and Wine Festival is back after 6 years of being.
I am so excited about this.
I'm very excited. We do a dining podcast. What makes me more excited is that I'm actually going to hopefully go to some of these, and experience the top chefs in the state, in the country, basically. So here's what's going to take place every weekend during the month of April. Disneyland is going to celebrate the best in California cuisine. So some of the new things that are going on is going to be a festival marketplace where guests can sip and savor delicious flavors from throughout the state of California. They're going to have culinary demonstrations, appearances by celebrity chefs, and a couple informative seminars. So the culinary demonstrations, these are all free. They're all going to take place in the backlot stage in Hollywoodland and California Adventure. Each presentation is about 30 minutes, and it'll feature some of the best chefs in the industry, even some from the resort too. So we're hoping to get a schedule of who's going to be coming this month, the month in April. It is a first come, first seating basis, so you don't have to make a reservation. You can just come in and take your place in this one of the benches. I'm sure they're going to add more seating too, now that Mad Tea Party should be done by then. Yay! So, Mad Tea Party ends in March, at the end of March. So hopefully they'll have more benches. And then they're going to have seminars that are going to be held also in Hollywoodland that'll be covering gardening and horticulture, as well as health and fitness type booths. And that's going to be Beyond the Kitchen Lifestyle. That's the name of the seminars. So those are all the free ones. I'm hoping they're going to list more later, but let's get to the big ones. They're going to have some premium experiences that you will have to pay for, but these are going to be worth the money you spend. So the Celebrity Chef Seminars will take place in Stage 17. That is also in Hollywoodland. It's where they have the Arendelle Frozen attraction right now. I'm sure they're clearing it out right now and getting it ready. So what's going to happen is celebrity chefs are going to share tips, some recipes, behind the scenes stories, and show you how to create their personal favorite dishes right in front of you. Each seminar is about 90 minutes, and it includes a tasting of up to 3 of the dishes presented. Guests over the age of 21 are going to be able to have a paired glass of wine or beer specialty with the dish, followed by an autograph session after the demonstration. And the schedule is out for that. So on April 2nd, you'll have Robert Irvine, who is from Restaurant Impossible. He's going to have 2 shows, 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. On April 9th, Andrew Sutton, the best chef in the Disneyland Resort. Yes, Napa Rose, Carthay Circle. He will do his demonstration, but he's only doing one, and that's at 1 p.m. And that same day on the 9th at 5 p.m., Guy Fieri will be doing a demonstration from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. That is sold out already, from what I understand. So
I can believe that.
Yeah, I figured that would be the first one. He's the most popular.
I'm actually surprised that there would be anything left for Robert Irvine.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he has 2 shows that day. Guy Fieri only has 1. Robert Irvine has 2. He has a 1 p.m. and a 5 p.m. So maybe that's, with Guy Fieri, I thought they would do 2 for him. But instead they're doing 1, which I looked last night and it is sold out. On April 16th, Keegan Gerard, he's from the Food Network Challenge, will be doing 2 demonstrations, one at 5 p.m. or one at 1 p.m., one at 5 p.m. February, I keep saying February, April 23rd. Right now, that is, it was supposed to be Claudia Sandoval. She won MasterChef season 6, but yesterday they took her name off, and they lined her name out. So right now,
yeah, something must have happened. She must have a conflict that they had to switch that out.
Yeah, so we don't know who's going to be there on the 23rd. But on April 30th, Graham Elliott, who was on MasterChef, he's one of my favorites.
I want to know how he lost so much weight.
Yeah, he lost. I remember one season, huge. Next season, he was skinnier than the other guys. I'm like, wow. I don't know what he did.
I would say Graham was about the same size as you, just shorter.
Yeah, but shorter. He was short.
Yeah.
But he was huge. And now he's
you don't recognize him.
I could not. When the new season of MasterChef started, after he lost the weight, I was just in awe, because I'm like, how did he do that? I don't know if he had surgery or if he started eating healthy, but there's no way you could lose all that within a season. So
Well, the other thing is he's got the money to pay for somebody to what do they call trainer? Physical trainer.
A trainer.
Personal trainer. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, personal trainer to actually come out and help him work out. And he knows what to eat and what not to eat. I mean, he's a chef. You know these things, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He just has to discipline himself to eat what's good for him, but to get somebody to come and actually help him work out to get in that shape. But
well, good for him. That's all I gotta say. Good for him.
He looks good for him. He looks good, and if he did it because of medical problems and needing to get healthy, even more power to him. Then I'm even more happy for him, because anybody who has difficulty losing weight and needs to do it for health reasons, I'm even a bigger supporter of that. Because to me, you want to live as long as you can, but you sure want to have fun in it too. Like, you're not going to ever see me be like a vegetarian and not eat bacon or anything. Life's short. Like, for the most part, like, you've laughed at me before because I actually like to eat salads. Like, I at times crave salad, as crazy as that sounds, and like to eat grilled chicken and stuff. But at times, I want my bacon. I want that, like, super unhealthy, perfectly cooked burger with bacon and cheese and all the other, like, stuff piled on it.
No, that's
for me. It's all about having a balance.
And he balanced it perfect.
You should never like have to feel that you can't ever enjoy something you want to enjoy.
No, yeah, that's totally true. I mean, more power to him for losing all that weight, but I would love to see him too do a seminar. And
that I think would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is
April
30th, and he has two demonstrations that day. So like I said, each demonstration is $99 per person. You can book online. Kids, if you're a child, you still have to pay for your child to attend this session. Now, there is something for annual pass holders, Celebrity VIP, or Celebrity Kitchen VIP experience. For $149, including tax and gratuity. This includes premium seating of the demonstration, priority access to the autograph session, so you'll be the first ones up, and you'll get a special gift from Disney for attending the seminar. So I'm hoping this is going to be a big seller, even though Guy Fieri, the $149, that is sold out from what I understand too. But this you can only do through the hotline, through the Disney dining hotline. You cannot schedule this online. So make sure you do call. If you are a pass holder that's under 18, they do want to stress that you must get your parents or guardians' permission to call. So, your 16-year-old inspiring chefs, get your parents' permission. But these are going to be huge. I wish they had them more throughout the week, but I understand why they want to keep it during the weekends. So make sure you get once again, book through dining. We'll have the link up, right? Is that correct?
Yes. The link to buy stuff I already have on the website.
Perfect.
If they go to the website, I just need to create the banner yet. And it should be done by the time this podcast is actually launched. So for those of you that are listening either on Stitcher or iTunes, it should already, you should be able to see the banner. But if you just search like Disney California Adventure in the little search box before then, it'll pop up. You'll see it. It'll be one of the top things because it does it by date. And at the bottom, it says to make the reservations. If you just click Disneyland website, it's going to take you right there.
Perfect.
And you can go ahead and book those. And if you do, Bubba and I would love it if you guys would, you can email us a review. We'd be happy to read it.
Love it.
On the show. And we'll even throw your name in for one of our because soon we're going to be doing another giveaway because we do have I've got to post that this week.
Well, we will have a giveaway, so we'll talk about that.
The giveaway of your giveaway, but I've got some other things, like a whole bunch of a variety of things from over the past year or so that I've collected, food relating to Disney, and maybe we'll do that. That those people who send us a review to read about this or want to write a review and we can post it on the website, they get an entry into our next giveaway. just for doing that, actually, and we'll actually put their name in 5 times.
Yeah.
They'll get ×5 for the giveaway. Their name thrown into the hat for it, for contributing to the site. So,
Yes.
You can always, and the way you can get a hold of us if you're interested in doing that, or you want to ever send us a review. Bubba and I are always thrilled to have a review. We can read part of it on the podcast and then post it on the website. You can always email us at podcast@diningatdisney.com.
And post your pictures too on our Facebook page. Post what you're eating in the park, whether you're eating a churro, whether you're eating a Dole Whip or turkey leg.
You can always tag us on Instagram too.
Yes, tag us on Instagram.
Tagged as well.
Well, let's finish up.
We're all about the food.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm going to finish up there's one more part of this Food and Wine Festival, and that is the beverage seminars, which I truly am going to definitely do one of these when I go. So every Saturday and Sunday in the Sonoma Terrace, can't even talk, right where Pacific Wharf is near Goofy's Sky School, they are going to have seminars with spirits, winemakers, and breweries. So some of the names do include Silverado Vineyards, Hill Family Estates, and there'll also be a seminar with Lassiter Family Winery with Nancy.
Now,
go ahead.
Isn't Mrs. Lassiter? Isn't she the one that's doing the presentation?
Nancy is doing the presentation for the Lassiter Family Winery, and that's going to be that's really special. That's kind of cool in my opinion. So these are just a couple of names. There's a whole list. This is actually happening, like I said, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So there's going to be a lot to do when you go to California Adventures if you want to do sampling. Also, with the spirits, they will include 619 vodka, Henna Berry whiskey, and the Kill Devil Spirit Company. And with the breweries, there'll be 2 big ones, Modern Times beer and my personal favorite, Carl Strauss Brewing Company from San Diego. They have some of the best beers, in my opinion. Each seminar includes 3 samples or more. They are $15 for each seminar. You must be 21 to do these seminars. You cannot have anybody under the age of 21 with you as you're attending these seminars. So do bring your state-issued ID or your passport if you're from out of the country, if you do want to attend some of these seminars. We'll have a whole list of each day who's going to be sampling at certain times. So make sure you try to schedule your day to go check these out. I cannot wait for these samples. But that is it for the Food and Wine Festival. I'm hoping more information comes out as we get towards the beginning of April.
I am excited that it is coming back to California. It's nice because, I mean, Disney World keeps adding more and more dates and more stuff to its Food and Wine Festival in the fall. And I'm like, man, California, you guys had one and it's gone. And so, and it's funny that it got announced just weeks after you had mentioned.
I just mentioned it.
I wish they'd bring it back.
I wish they'd bring it back 2 days later. Hey, it's coming back. And I'm like, I told you guys. So yeah, I'm happy. The main reason why they didn't bring it back was because they started construction for Buena Vista Street in Cars Land, from what I understand. But now after everything was done, that's when I was hoping they would bring it back, but they never brought it back. So I don't know what took so long to bring it back. I'm glad they are, and this is going to be a fun experience during the month of April.
Well, I am excited, and I cannot wait to hear all about it, because you are going to give us a full review when you go.
Yes, when I go too, and
that'll be a big show. And
then Michelle too. She said she's also going to try to attend some of the events. She lives right a lot closer than I do, so she'll be there more often. But when I go, expect a full picture word report. You're gonna hear me chewing certain dishes and just sipping wine and doing it. Yeah, I lift my pink up when I drink. So
Well, I think that's all of our news for today, isn't it?
Thank God. Man, that was all just great for Disneyland. I'm so happy there's so much stuff coming out. My big concern now is the 24-hour day, whether they're going to do it or not. So we'll see in the couple of days, hopefully.
So that was our appetizer and our main dish, and now it's onto the dessert, which is our dining tips. And my tip today for Disney World is, if you're visiting Epcot, to enjoy a nice meal at one of the nearby restaurants outside of the park. You have the Yacht and Beach Club, you have Boardwalk Inn and Villas, as well as the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, that are all nearby. You can either get on the boat and hop onto that and take a little ferry ride to one of the resorts, or you can do a quick walk over there, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, depending on your walking pace and which place you're going. But it's a nice way to escape the park, sit back, relax, enjoy a meal for a few hours, just outside of all the crazy madness of the people in the park. So that's my little dining tip.
Well, you kind of stole mine. That was I did have a little tidbit about.
You can go on with that.
I was about to say, if you are going to Disneyland, there are places that are around Disneyland that are really, really great to dine, and they are open 24 hours. 24 hours. Some are open until 2 a.m. Especially with the fast food restaurants. If you go directly across the street, they are a lot pricier than what you normally see, especially the McDonald's, where you're paying $9 for a Big Mac meal. And, so if you want a good experience or not a good experience, but to save a couple of dollars, especially if you have a big family, go about 2 miles away from the park, from the resort, if you want to save a couple dollars and try fast food there. But if the restaurants that are around the park, you have Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, which just opened up. You have...
What is the Coco place we went to?
The Coco place?
It's Coco's something.
Oh, it was Coco's Bakery. It's a restaurant, but it's also a bakery too.
It's kind of like, I think, along the lines of like a Denny's kind of place.
It's a little bit better in my opinion than a Denny's, but yeah, that's open, I believe, 24 hours across the street from the east side of Disneyland. Yeah, that was actually a great meal that we had there. I was very surprised because I've never eaten at Coco's before, and my expectations were low, but I ended up.
Yeah, we tried it for breakfast when we stayed at was it Annabella?
Yeah.
Is that the name? Or Annabella?
Yes.
When we stayed at that hotel, and it's on the walk to the park, and we stopped there for breakfast one day and we had an awesome server. She was great. So every day on the way to the park, we had breakfast there because the food was awesome, and asked for her. And we had a really good experience. And what was funny is, because we had been there 3 days in a row, the third day, she goes, I just wanted to let you know I'm not going to be here tomorrow, because we were seeing her every day. So she knew we were asking specifically for her, and she wanted to make sure we knew she was going to be there, which I thought was very sweet.
That's sweet.
And the prices are very good, I think.
Yeah. Well, everywhere around the resort, you are going to pay a little bit more. There's something called the resort fee, which makes everything more.
The Anaheim Resort.
The Anaheim Resort fee, exactly. So that's why I said, if you want to go out 2 miles or more, you don't have to worry about resort fees, stuff like that. But like I said, within the right by Disneyland, they have great restaurants, especially local restaurants, quick eateries. If you're there, do a search of, local eateries that are around the area. Some are open 24 hours they do deliver at the hotels too. I went with my sister the other week to Disneyland, and somebody was getting a pizza delivered at 2 a.m. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know there was a 24-hour pizza place. So I looked it up, and sure enough, there was like 3 places that serve pizza 24 hours a day around the resort.
You know what? when you get a chance, Bubba, would you write an article up about that?
I will.
That would be a great article to help people who are planning that, may not be staying, at a Disney resort, but a good neighbor resort, and are planning like on staying, and that'll kind of help them some when it comes to that. Because late night eats are always important, because it always gets down to like, we've got to get these rides in, and you get them in, and then it's like, man, now I'm really hungry. Like, what are we going to do for food?
Yeah, especially a lot of the restaurants, they close early in Disneyland, an hour or 2 hours early, some even maybe 3 hours before the park closes. So as you get towards the end of the day, what you want isn't open. So you have to end up going to an outdoor vendor or something real quick. And this is the best way if you leave the park or staying around the area. I will definitely list some of the restaurants that you should go eat. I pictured one of them in my Instagram. It was midnight and wanted something sweet, so I went to a Joe's Italian Ice, which is right down the street from Disney, and it's a very popular hangout when it comes to annual pass holders. I found out because there was a lot of them there when I went at midnight. So, yeah, I'll definitely do a little article for places around the resort that are great.
That sounds good. So, guys, be on lookout on that. It might take Bubba a couple weeks to get that article up, but we'll definitely have that there for you. And I think that's pretty much everything for today. So, Bubba, we're now, Bub.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram with the same name, big_Bubba_B. I'm posting stuff practically every day, whether it's Disney news, something I like, or something very interesting. But definitely, if you're a Disney fan, follow me, and you'll get informed about everything Disney.
As far as all things dining at Disney, you got diningatdisney.com, and you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Periscope, Dining at Disney. On YouTube, we don't know why we couldn't get Dining at Disney, because nobody had it, but it is the Dining at Disney. Since we are part of the Weeby Geeks Network, you can find us there as well. So you can visit us there. You can download our show and subscribe on iTunes. Find us on Stitcher as well. We would love it if you would give us a 5-star rating and review. Those of you who do, we're also going to throw your name into the hat for the next giveaway that we have. So we'll start keeping an eye out for those ratings and reviews. I mean, and you don't even have to write something that's super long. Just write a little bit of something for us. What you love about this podcast. We'd love to see that from you guys. So until next time, thanks for listening, and bon appetit.